Hey guys, so in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make these turtles, which were designed by me, and I'm actually really happy with this design. I think it turned out really cute and it doesn't take too many bands, and yeah, I'm happy with this one. So first thing, oh yeah, this is definitely an easier design of one of my designs. There's not too much attaching. The only thing you attach is the head and the legs. And you do have this brim, but I feel like that part's fairly simple, so if you are bad at attaching, I think this is a pretty easy design, because the hardest thing to attach is the head. And yeah, so the band count for this turtle is... focus. It is 49 bands for the shell, so it's about 50, because I always feel like my band counts are a little bit off. And then for the actual turtle, it takes 76 bands, maybe 80. These counts could be, they're probably like a couple bands off, not much. But yeah, they don't take much. So today, for this tutorial, for the colors I'll be using, I'm going to be using Blue Paradise Mix for the shell. And then for the turtle, I'm going to be using, I think this is Opaque Neon Green. Then of course you're going to need eyes. And I'll be using beads for eyes, but you could use wrap bands or safety eyes, whatever you have. I don't know how small these eyes are. Maybe 4mm, a little smaller than that. These are really small beads. And yeah. Of course you're going to need C-clip to mark your rows and a hook. So there's my C-clip, and I'll be using a double-ended hook, but I'm just really used to using this hook. You could totally use a normal hook. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to move these out of the way. I'm also trying a bit of a different setup, so I'm hoping this video looks nicer quality. The sound probably won't be because I'm using my same phone. I wanted to switch phones, but oh, wrong color. But yeah. So you're gonna need your shell color first, so I'll get that. I'm just gonna be putting these in a random order. I don't want them to like... I probably should have used a different color because I'm so picky. Okay. So to start, let me focus. There we go. So to start, you're just going to wrap a band on your hook 3 times. Like that. And then you're going to pull... Oops, mine unwrapped. Go back. You're going to pull a band through everything on your hook, so the whole cat band. And then you're going to push the back one over the front one. And then you're going to go back into this cat band. And then you're going to pull the band through. And then push the back one over the front one. And then you push this other the top of the other stitch over too. And that's a stitch. So we're going to be putting 4 stitches in the cap band. So you're going to want to do that 2 more times. I feel like it's not focused still. So it's 1 more time, and we'll just do 1 more. Oh, I feel like it's blurry. It probably isn't. But yeah. Yeah, so after you've done 4 loops in the cap band, you're just going to count them. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to go back. Instead of going back into the cap band, you're going to go into the first loop. And you're going to make a stitch like normal. So you just pull the band through just through the loop. I'm having problems explaining today. I'm so sorry. Pull the band through the loop. Push the back one over the front one, and then put that other loop over too. So in this one, you're going to put the C-clips or your stitch marker, whatever you're using. Like that. And now we're going to be increasing everything this row, and by that I mean we'll be putting 2 stitches in every single loop until we get back to the C-clip. So... start. So this one already has 1, so we're going to go back in and do 1 more. I feel like it's so blurry, I'm sorry. And then we're going to go into the next loop and also do 2 stitches. Oops. I swear, it's always once per per tutorial I pull my hook out. Oh my gosh. Do not pull your hook out. That's what's happening if you see the loops. So you're just going into each loop and you're putting 2 stitches in it until you get back to the C-clip. My camera's kind of falling. Oh my god. Okay. And then once you get back to the C-clip, you're just going to put a stitch in that loop. Oh my gosh. And do not pull your hook out. I keep doing that. And then you're just going to move the C-clip up. And after this row, you should have 8 loops. So if you're going to count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now for the next row, we're going to be increasing every other loop. So we will be putting, well, I'll show you what you're going to do. I'm just going to pick up bands real quick. Okay. So this one already has 1 in it, and since we're increasing every other, we're going to go into the next stitch, and then we're going to increase. So we're going to put 2 in this one. God, I keep pulling my hook out. I need to stop. So we'll put 2 in this one, and then the next one we put 1, just 1 in this loop, so no increasing. And then the next loop we put 2 because we're increasing. Does that make sense? And we're just going to do this until we get back to the C-clip. So you do 1, and then you do an increase, so you put 2. Oops. Just picking up more bands. Let me do 2 in this one. And then you're just going to put, when you get to the C-clip, you're just going to do a stitch like normal and move the C-clip up. So, okay, so after we have increased every other stitch, we are going to be doing 2 rows, no increasing, so you're just putting one stitch in every loop. There we go. I'm always so confused on how to say that, and I don't know why. So you're just going to go around and you're just putting 1 in every single loop. So this one already has 1, so you go to the next one and you're just putting 1. And you're doing this all the way around till you get back to the C-clip. Just putting 1 in every single loop. And if you want to get ahead, we do this for 2 rows, so after this row you have to do the exact same thing. But I'll stay on camera and do it in case anybody's confused or just wants to follow along. Also, I'll say it right now after. Move the C-clip. Bands. It's because I'm trying to position the band so I don't have like a bunch of the same color in the row. So that's why it's kind of taking me longer to pick them up. Because I'm being picky over here. Okay, that's fine. And once you get to the C-clip, you just move it up like normal. I'm almost there. That's why I'm saying it. So you're just going to move it up. Did I move it up? There we go. Okay. And we're just going to do 1 more row exactly like we just did, putting 1 band in every single loop until we get back to the C-clip. And after that last row, since we didn't increase, you should still have 12. I'm not going to count because I know I have 12, but yeah. So So we're just putting one in every loop until we get back to the C-clip again. But like I was saying before I was almost done, let me know if this video looks a little bit better quality. I'm trying some lights, because usually I feel like it looks bad because all the light comes from my window, and my window's like over there. So I'm trying to, like, I put a light behind my camera so that way it would maybe be better quality. I'm also going to try filming on my actual phone. I film on one of my brother's old phones right now, so I'm going to try that, and then we'll see which I like better. But yeah, let me know if this looks better than some of my other tutorials if you've watched them. Oh my god, I forgot to say at the start of the tutorial, but obviously you need something to stuff the turtle. I completely forgot to get that myself, so oops. Okay. And once again, you're just putting one band in every loop until you get back to the C-clip. And you just move your C-clip up. And I'll count after this row to show that you should have 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that is actually it for our shell color. Now we are going to switch over to the color you want for your turtle. So for me, that is this neon green color. I'm gonna have to grab stuffing. I literally can't believe I forgot. Okay. So what we're gonna be doing this row is we are well, let me explain. So I call this a half row because what we're doing is we're only going to be grabbing the front half of every loop and making a stitch like normal. Like that. So you're only going to grab the front half. Or I guess the band that's closest to the inside. And you just make a loop on it like normal, but you're just grabbing this inside loop. You do this until you get back to the C-clip. I'm trying to go slow so you can see what I'm doing. And keep my fingers out of the way. But yeah, you're just grabbing the... Is this the back half or the front half? The half that's closer to the inside. And you're just making a stitch on just that. So instead of grabbing the whole loop, you're just grabbing that bit. You just go around until you get back to the C-clip. And then once you get to the C-clip, what I usually do is I just go through the full band and then I just move the C-clip up. Like that. And after this row, you should still have 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now we're going to start decreasing, and I'll show you what a decrease is. Just picking up more bands. I don't know why my eye bands are over here. Let me move those out. And actually, at this point, we are already almost done with the main part of the turtle. We only have like 3 rows left. Okay. So we're going to be decreasing every 3rd stitch. So this is 1, 2. So you do one normal. And we're going through the whole band again, in case you're confused. It was just for that one row. And now on this next one, we're going to do a decrease. So to decrease, what you do is you grab the front loop of this first loop, and then the back one of the next loop. And then you pull the band through and make a stitch. And that's a decrease. Because we're decreasing on the 3rd, you do 2 normal, so 1, 2, and And then you decrease right here. So you got the front one of the first loop and the back one of the next loop. And you make a stitch. And you do this until you get back to the C-clip. So you do 2 normal. 1, 2. Then we do a decrease. And then on the next band, you're just going to move the C-clip up, and then I'll count to tell you how many you have, or you should have. So at this point, you should have 9. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you should have 9 bands. And actually, at this point, I would stuff it. So let me pause to go get my stuffing. Okay, so I'm using cotton balls to stuff. Oh, I usually tear them up. I'm going to tear them off camera because I know some people hate that. So this is just some teared up cotton ball. And then you're just going to stuff your turtle. And if you want, because I find it easier to stuff this way, you can take your hook out and the C-clip should hold it as long as you don't pull it too much. And then you just stuff him. He needs a little more. Like that. So now we're going to continue to close them up. And at this point you can put your hook back in, so you just put your hook back in where the C-clip is. So now we're going to be decreasing every other stitch. So this is 1. Oh, there's cotton ball everywhere. So bumping my camera. Okay, so this is 1. So then on the next one you do a decrease. And this is for decreasing every other stitch. The next one's normal. Make sure you go in the right one because it gets kind of hard to see here. And then you decrease. You go into the next one normal. And you do a decrease. And we're just going to go this band and move it up. Actually, at this point, if you want, just do a stitch normal. But at this point, you can actually take the C-clip off because now we will be decreasing every stitch until we're closed. So you just go into every single one and you do a decrease until you're completely closed. But if you want the count for after that last row, I just realized I didn't say. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so there should be 6. But now, honestly, if it's 1 off, it's no big deal because we're decreasing everything till close and it shouldn't look too messy. So you just decrease. Decrease. Oops. Oops, 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 I dropped the bands. One more, I think, and it's closed. So what I usually do is when I have that last decrease on my hook, instead of pulling it through just the decrease, I pull it through everything on my hook, and this is how I close it, by the way. And then you just pull it tight. Like that. And you're just going to tuck the tail in. Trying not to go off camera. And pull it in, smush it in. Oops. I think I tucked that in pretty well. And that's it. It's the shell and body of the turtle. So now, okay, so I accidentally messed up the first time I was filming this. I did the head wrong, so that is why my turtle has now changed colors. But I did finish the other one. It's just when I did his head, it's slightly too big, I noticed after, and it was horrible to attach. And so I figured out what I did wrong. And now I'm gonna show you how to do it. But yeah, that's why he changed colors, in case you're wondering. So the first thing we're gonna do, I guess, to attach is we are going to be putting the brim on the shell. So I'm just gonna get some of your shell color. I'm just gonna pick up bands real quick. But yeah, don't worry, I did the tutorial correctly up to this point. It was just after this where I messed up, so I'm just gonna fix it. So what you're gonna do is, I usually like to start right here on the screen one. You can kind of see where the rows switched. Let me focus it. There we go. So you can kind of see where the rows switch, and I usually will start on the screen one right here. So what you do, you go in, and you go in front of the blue stitch, or whatever your turtle color is, and you put your hook in, and you're gonna make a stitch. Like that. And you're just going to do this all the way around until you get back to this point, and you can tell when you're back because you can see where the rows switch. So you're just going to go into your turtle in front of where that blue stitch is. And this is on the half row, by the way. And you make a stitch. Like I said, you just go in front of through, and you should be going through the whole band, not just like this front part. It should be the whole thing, so you have to kind of go in like that, and you just go all the way around. And I usually like to try to go in front of the stitches that are on this band, but I honestly don't know if it'll look weird if you go behind them. I haven't tried it, so. You get more bands. Have them going in rainbow order, and I keep forgetting what order is rainbow order. Yeah. Okay. So you just keep going around until you get to the spot where you can see the rows are switching. I don't know if it's... Okay, so I'm almost there. And then once you finish doing that last band, we are going to go around one more time, so you're going to go back into this first band. And you're just going to go all the way around. And you should be able to tell when you're going to stop, and if you're using multiple colors like me, like I know to stop on this band, but you could also tell because you can see still where the colors switch. So you could also use a C-clip in case you don't know, but I'm just gonna go around and hope I know where to stop, which I think I do, so. Just picking up more bands. Okay. I mean, you could also count to know when you get back, because there's 12 stitches around, which I forgot to count now that I realize, but if you did one extra on the brim, it's probably no, like, big deal. But because it was 12 at the time when we were doing the half row, you should have 12 stitches around. So that's another way you could count to get back, but yeah. Just finish bands. Okay. And then, because I know this is the blue band where I ended it, this should be the last one. Also, what you could do is you can kind of see that there's two, like they all have one in it. But if you're ever not sure where you started, just look at the bottom and you can still see where that weird red is, and that's where you stop. But once you've finished going all the way around one more time, you just go into the next loop, pull a band through everything, put the back one over the front one, tie it tight, and then just tuck this in. Like that. And then you just push the brim up. Like that, and it looks a little weird because of how I did it. So the next thing we're going to do is a head, and you do need a C-clip for this. Well, you should still have your C-clip. And head's really easy, it just takes a second, but you do mark your rows. So to start the head, you're going to wrap a band 3 times on your hook. And then pull a band through everything on your hook. Put the back one over the front one. Like that. So this is actually just how we start, like this exact same way we started the shell. So we are going to be putting 4 loops in this cap band. So I already did 1, so I have to do 3 more. So it's 2, and then 3, 1 more. And so once you have 4, and you can count it, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to go into this first loop. You're going to make a stitch. And then you just put a C-clip on this one. Like that, and you don't pull your hook out. Oh my god. I don't know why I always do that to put the C-clip on. Get some more bands. So this row will be increasing everything, so we're going to be putting 2 in every single stitch. So you're going to go back into this first one and do another one. And then for the other 3, you're just going to be going to each loop and putting 2. So we're increasing. I'm just going to go through, when you get to the C-clip, you just do a stitch and move it out. Like that. And after this row, you should have 8, so we can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we are going to be decreasing, so this head comes together pretty fast. Just get a couple more bands. So we're going to be increasing every other loop. So this is 1, so the next one's a decrease, so we grab the front one of the first loop and the back one of the next loop. We just do that all the way around. So you do 1, no increasing, just 1 with 1 in it. And then the next one you do an increase. I feel like my camera's blurry all the time. I don't know why. We do 1. And then on this one with a C-clip in it, because when you decrease on the next one, it should, wait, is it? Sorry, I can't see. Yeah, so the next one you decrease, it should be on with the one that has a C-clip on it. Just take the C-clip out at this point, so just take it out. Then do a stitch, because after this one, we are going to be decreasing everything till it's closed. So you're just going to decrease every single stitch until the head's closed. And then once you have your last decrease on your hook, what I like to do is I take a band, I pull it through everything on my hook, put the back one over the front one, and then tie it tight. Then just tuck the tail, actually, yeah, tuck the tail in to the head. I keep almost going off camera, I'm sorry. Just tuck it in. Like that. So now we're going to attach the head to the body, and where I actually like to put the head most of the time is on that spot where you can tell we did the start of this row. I like to put the head right here. So what I do is I go through a bit of the head, and you can tell which the back of the head is because, let me show you. Right there is where we did the cap band and everything, so that's the front. So just go opposite of that. It's the cap band, so we'll go through right here. Just go through a spot, and then find where I want to connect it on the shell. Where do I want to go? Right here. It's right here. Go through part of the shell, and then I just pull the band through everything on my hook, tie it, tuck the tail in. It's gonna be a lot of tail tucking because we still have to tuck all the tails for his legs too, so sorry about that. And then at this point the head is kind of more or less attached, but sometimes I like to attach it in a couple more spots. So like, I kind of, let me see, yeah, let me go off camera for a second to check. Okay, yeah, so I don't, like up here it seems a little loose, so I'm gonna go through a top right part right here. Maybe a little bit to where the brim is. Oh. There we go. Then I'll just pull a band through everything. Pull it tight. Oh, the tail popped out on the other side. Tuck it in. I always have a problem tucking in and attaching on camera, so it's always fun. But I think now I'm pretty happy with how the head's attached. I might tuck these tails in better because I did not do a good job. Let me try. Yeah, now that I'm happy with the head, I'm gonna put the legs on. You could put the eyes on, but I'm gonna do the legs first. So for the legs are pretty easy. I might need to get more bands. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab 4 bands. You're gonna wrap them on your hook 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Then you're gonna take another band. You're gonna pull it through everything on your hook. Oh, why am I having problems doing that today? Oh no. A minute. You rewrap them. Okay, there we go. Just pull it through everything on your hook. These bands, like normally they'll slide over pretty easy, but these are not sliding over very easy. So yeah, you just slide them all over onto one band. And then once you have this, I usually hold on to it. And I'll pick a spot where I want the legs. So I'm going to put his first leg about, go right here. You're going to get half of that band. You're going to pull it through. Then you're going to get the other half and put the back one over the front one and tie it in. So you just pull it tight. Like that. And it's very hard to see where I'm positioning the legs. Oh, that one's terribly off. Okay, I'm gonna pause, reposition the leg, and come back because I have a problem attaching things where I want them to be on camera, so 1 minute. I realized I should probably show you where I'm attaching the legs. So I went a little too far back, so now I'm going a little bit closer to the head, and I'm just going to do the same thing and tie it in. I'm sorry, I keep going off camera. You just tuck the tail in, and you're going to do this for all 4 legs, and I'm not going to lie, the legs are a bit trial and error. Gotta move them a couple times. Like that, that's where I want it. So I'm going to make the other leg, so I'm just going to get 4 bands. Wrap them around my hook 3 times. 1, 3. And you're just going to pull it all onto a band. Like that. And I usually just put it on my finger to hold it while I figure out where I want it on my turtle so it doesn't come apart. And I'm going to go into this stitch that's really close to the head right here. For the front legs, I usually go pretty close to the head. Oh shoot. Sorry, my band unwrapped a little bit. It's doing weird things. The heck? Okay. Sorry, it's just like one of the bands that are wrapped around kind of came off, so I had to rewrap it, but it's fine. So also I'm going kind of into this first row around, in case you can't tell. So I'm going into this one right here. Oh my god. And pull it tight. Like that. Tuck the tail in. I don't like the next leg. And I didn't give my turtles a tail. I didn't feel like they need them. I don't know why. But you could totally... Oops. Bumped my camera. But you could totally give your turtle a tail if you would want to. I'm also sorry this video is so long. I feel like I tried to go slower. But, yeah. The legs. And it's not really that the legs are hard. I'm pretty sure you'll have a much easier time with it. It's just that I'm attaching on camera and I can't really see what I'm doing. So I think I'm going to go into this band for the last leg. Yeah, that's a good spot. And tuck the tail in. Oh yay, that actually looks perfect. Okay, let me just do the last leg. I'm not really showing you how I'm wrapping it on because I already showed you twice. It's just the attaching. But yeah, with the other turtle, I had to pull his leg out like 3 times. So if it might take you a second to get where the legs go. And honestly, it's just preference. But I usually try to go into this first row and then go somewhere towards the back for the back ones. And then just tie it in. Like that. It's actually perfect. Okay, so last thing we're going to do is just tie in the eyes and then we are done. So for the eyes, I just go to the head and I go right here. Oops. Drop the eye. And we're just going to tie him in and then hide the tail. Like that, and we're going to go to the other side. Oh, there's a hair. And we're just going to tie it in. Like that. And that's it. Now you should have a turtle. So if you make this design, because that is pretty much it. Let me get all my turtles. Oops. It's a stand I'm using to hold my light. But yeah, like I was saying, if you make any of these turtles, definitely share them with me on Instagram. I would love to see them. And I'm trying to think what else I was going to say. I hope your turtle turned out okay. If you ever get frustrated with the legs or anything, it's kind of just trial and error. But yeah. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more tutorials from me. I am working on a couple different designs. Oh shoot, well my camera fell, but it doesn't matter because turtle, not camera, light. Because the tutorials, but yeah. So let me know if this setup was easier, if you could see better. I tried getting more lights and stuff, so I hope that helped. And yeah. I'll leave my Instagram in the description in case you want to follow me on there. I definitely post all my designs on there before here because it's just what I do. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's it. So, bye.